This is The Good Government Show.
What we try to do is find the balance between managing the growth, respecting property rights, and the rights of the community to develop the city that they want. As we're trying to understand what is the cost of a new development on the city's cost structure. Decision making is critical in creating a good place to live, work, pray, and learn, right? And Fate, what we try to practice, be open and honest. If you have a good idea, the council will jump all over it, honestly. Yeah, we have people change ordinances, change the law because of one person come up and talking to us. And she taught me that politics and governing is about stewardship. And it's about not taking advantage of people and being a true servant to the community.
Welcome to The Good Government Show. I'm your host, Dave Martin. On this episode, we're going to learn the fate of Fate, Texas, with the mayor of Fate, David Billings. So first, the name Fate. And this is a city you can have some fun with. We do. You'll listen. The mayor will explain how the city got its name, but Fate seems to be in good hands. Like a lot of Texas, Fate is experiencing rapid growth. And we talk about how the mayor is handling smart growth in what he says was once an actual one-horse town. And we talk about food on a Navy submarine. And we talk about new businesses that are moving into Fate. We talk taxes, never a popular topic for a city leader, but Mayor Billings talks about how it's helping make Fate's fate improve. We talk about how the city's police help make Fate one of the safest cities in Texas. And as the mayor will say clearly, government is not corrupt. And he says the best part of the job is taking questions, not from journalists, but from kids. Third and fourth graders. You'll listen. So coming up, my questions for Mayor David Billings of Fate, Texas. And I'm no fourth grader, so you'll have to bear with me. That's coming up next. The Good Government Show is sponsored by Ourco. That means our community. Ourco has found a way to make government more effective. Ourco provides the OUR platform, and this is an app that blends in-person and digital interactions to connect people with their government, their county, their town, their state. The Ourco app transforms meaningful conversations into reliable data. They can turn results into projects and programs the community has essentially already approved. It's sort of like a flash poll by phone, but without the call and in real time and wherever community members are. Maybe they're at their house or their office or where they're out just talking about local issues. Maybe the choice is between putting in more local buses or expanding the bike lanes. Ourco can get you an answer immediately. With OUR, you can engage your citizens or any group, learn what they want, and build programs and policies that advance your county, your job creators, your constituents. So visit Ourco.com, that's OURCO.com, and learn how they do it. And while you're there, book a demonstration. After you get done with this episode, hear more good government stories with our friends at How to Really Run a City. Former mayors Kasim Reed of Atlanta and Michael Nutter of Philadelphia, and their co-host, journalist and author Larry Platt, talk with guests and other mayors about how to really get stuff done in cities around the nation. Check them out where you're listening now or through their nonprofit news site, thephiladelphiacitizen.org/podcasts. Welcome to The Good Government Show. I have as my guest today, David Billings, all the way from Fate, Texas. Fate, Texas. A Dallas suburb, I understand?
Yes, it is.
Is there a great story behind Fate? The name.
The story behind Fate is we don't have a definite or confirm how Fate was named. We do believe it was two gentlemen that say the nickname were Fate.
Okay.
And so that lore kind of stuck. And then when they incorporated in 1860, they named the city Fate.
I'm guessing this goes back to a couple of guys just riding the trail and
riding the trail in a town of like a post office, a dirt road, and just a couple of houses there. So
that was it.
That was it. So.
And now it's not just crossroads at a couple of houses anymore, is it?
No, it's 30,000 people and growing.
I know because I talked to Mayor Matty Parker of Fort Worth.
Correct.
This whole area is exploding.
Correct.
Texas is exploding.
Right.
How do you manage that?
What we try to do is find the balance between managing the growth, respecting property rights, and the rights of the community to develop the city that they want. And in Texas, that's a balance between the two. In Fate, what we've done is engage the residents in our planning. We have a lot of town hall meetings with them. I meet with anybody in person who wants to meet. I'll meet in groups of 1, 2, or 3.
Okay.
I meet with groups, the Lions Club or the Rotary Club around in Rockwall County. And so we find the balance. What we're doing now in Fate is we're trying to transition from what they call one-time permit revenue to sales tax. So as our growth slows down the next 2 years, we have to be more sales tax to keep our tax rates low.
Now, this has got to be upsetting to a lot of people.
It is upsetting to a lot of people, correct.
Right. A famous Texan, George Bush, said no new taxes. He did not get reelected.
Correct.
How is this going over?
It is going over. We have our people that want to keep Fate smaller. But there's also a recognition.
But you can't do that.
Right. Nobody can.
Yeah.
And we're trying to find the balance between the two of growing really smartly, of getting small business owners that are owned by people that live in Fate, regional chains like Wing Snob or some of the regional chains. And we're trying to plan a downtown that's unique to Fate versus I-30 corridor development is straight up, McDonald's, Starbucks, Taco Bell, things like that. So we feel like along we keep engaging the people, explaining the plan to them, meet with them, I think we'll get where we need to get. So
does Fate have an old downtown, old West tradition?
We do. So in 2013,
is there a saloon with swinging doors?
No, there wasn't that. So I moved to Fate in 2013. I went downtown. There was one stop sign, a store, a gas station. That was it. And I texted on Facebook like, "This is a one-horse town in Texas." It literally was. It's 7,000 people in 2013. Now we have 30,000. So that was driven by 2 really large housing developments we had.
Okay.
That has built down the last 10 years. So.
And how long have you been there?
I've been here about 5 years.
What got you into this?
When I moved here, my family has a long tradition of service to to our place that we live, and I moved to Fate. AT&T had their forced relocation. You went to your job, you move. Right. I ended up in Fate on accident, basically, because the house I wanted was just having to be in Fate. So
it's Fate that you wanted to
Exactly.
Have you told that joke before?
We have.
Okay, sorry.
Many times. That's okay.
Sorry.
I got on city council and became mayor pro tem on city council, and our mayor got sick in office and cancer.
Okay.
He took about almost 6-8 months off, and then he resigned and passed away about 6 weeks later after that. So I became mayor, and then I ran unopposed twice as mayor.
You've run unopposed?
Unopposed twice.
Are you all the other mayors here jealous?
No, because that's not going to happen again, I don't think. So I think Fate has decided that we need contested elections going forward, which is absolutely true.
Sure.
I think it makes us better. I think it sharpens our PRs and makes us just more accountable.
Well, I think, certainly anytime there's one party rule,
right,
it's not good.
Correct.
Because you get the better government because, look, without having too deep a political discussion or debate here, there are merits to both sides.
Correct.
Right?
Right.
And you need a little bit of balance to say, oh, no.
Right.
We need to help other people. No,
Correct.
We need to
right.
gun control. And on the other hand, you need people to say, wait a minute, let's step back from this a little bit.
And also, I think what was the last election, we were told clearly to communicate better, be clear on what you're doing, solve the problems, be open and transparent, allowed by law, and make sure that we solve problems. And just say, look, we have a problem, and here's a plan to fix it. That's what we've learned the last year and a half, is we have to get better at this year going to next year.
So let's talk a little bit about growth, because
sure.
that I know that is a big issue in your community, as you said, and in Texas as well. How do you smartly manage that, both for now, for the future, and for the residents who are coming in? What are the factors you have to look at?
So,
because it's all about good government, and good government means smart growth, right?
Exactly. Fate is unique in this way. If we have two large landowners who occupy 656 acres of Fate, and they're commercial developers along I-30. We have two very large housing developments encompassing about 7,500 homes that were approved before 2010 and 2008. So in a lot of ways, our fate was cast for us already because we have significant landowners that want to develop their property. They just chose 2023 and 2024 the purchase land in 1995. They just chose the last 2 years to do that.
Okay.
Right? Because of growth, right? So you're seeing the build out of that. So what we're doing is we're trying to understand what is the cost of a new development on the city's cost structure. Like, how do we maintain it? The roads, water and sewer, police, fire, and we try to understand it. Then we forecast that. And then we try and make sure that each of the developments, we understand the return on investment of that development, so we don't sink city resources in the wrong places, or do we create a long-term debt that the kids cannot pay for?
Right.
So it's a very new concept in Texas, but it's being embraced more and more by be financially
Spending
aware.
all the money you have is a new concept in Texas?
No, we do not. We do not. So we have, you'll bring that up. We have the fourth lowest tax rate in North Texas.
Okay.
We have the fourth safest city in Texas. We have grown 400%.
How do you get to number 3? Come on, man.
We're number 3. Yeah, we're working on that.
All right.
We have grown 38 new businesses in 2 years. Our sales tax have gone up 400%.
What kind of businesses?
So we have ice cream shop. We got a brewery.
Love ice cream. Good.
We have pizza.
All right.
We have Four Checks Bakery Kolaches. We have Fresh by Brookshires, which is our new concept store.
Okay.
We got some regional chains that came in. Of course, we have Taco Bell, Starbucks, and McDonald's.
Yes.
And people love those too. So, and we have a cool coffee shop downtown Fate now.
Okay.
That's really cool. And so it's a mix of local businesses, regional, and then national chains. It's how we're doing that.
So you're encouraging all that?
We absolutely are, especially the small business growth.
Has there been an influx of local entrepreneurs who have started up, their fresh business there?
Yes, in downtown Fate. All the downtown Fate business are owned by people who live in Fate.
Okay.
And we encourage that. We help them. We help them get started. We provide an environment that they can be successful, and with the appropriate amount of regulations that they need, but not too much. So
again, I go back to my conversation with the mayor of Fort Worth. They sort of say this is where the West begins. Is Fate? Do you take a similar approach? You don't have a cattle drive.
No, we don't have a cattle drive. We don't. We're probably the last city in the Dallas Metroplex.
Okay.
So we have the mix of northern Fate is farm still.
Okay.
The middle of Fate along the interstate is growing, and we have 2 housing developments, but we still have pygmy goats and cattle and goats and cows and all that kind of good stuff. So.
All right. Yeah. Have you worked with the cattle yourself?
I have not.
Okay.
I have not. But
how do you look on horseback? Come on, it's Texas.
I'm bad. I'm bad at the horseback. I'll probably get in trouble for that comment too.
No, it's fine. But I don't see any boots on you. So.
No, not today.
Are you born and raised in Texas?
I was born in Texas, yes.
Yeah. What part?
Abilene, Texas.
Where's that?
That's the Panhandle area. My dad was in the Air Force.
Okay.
So a military family, and then we moved around. Then I went in the Navy for 11 years.
Oh my!
And then I spent 32 at AT&T. So I've lived in probably 10, 12
11
states.
years in the Navy. You say you wanted nothing to do with land. You said I'm getting off.
Submarine Force, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
How 11 years?
Yeah. On
a submarine.
Yeah.
How's the food?
Bad.
Oh, I see. Now I heard that the Navy had some of the best food in the military.
They do. Then the submarine. So we have 2 weeks of fresh food.
Yes.
Then it's powdered eggs.
Oh no.
Powdered coffee.
All right.
Bug juice.
Oh, all right.
Kool-Aid. Really bad food.
Well, you stayed, so it could have been that bad.
Well, I taught, and I was on shore duty for a while, and I made 2 deterrent patrols. So.
Okay. All right. Yeah. That's something.
Yeah.
What else is going on in Fate?
We're trying to really grow into our parks. We have a new development going in right now that guarantees us 33 acres of open space. We're trying to lead the county in open space development and keeping it. I think
What county is it?
Rockwall County.
Okay.
So it's Texas really values open space, and we're trying to maintain that. We're trying to develop a trail between two cities so people can use the trails. And we're really focused on neighborhood parks so people can walk from their house to a park or take their kids or their grandkid or grandma can, wheel their grandkids there. And we're really doing some regional neighborhood type of development of parks and recreation. And that's what we're trying to expand going forward. We're also trying to finish downtown in a way that's unique to us, the Fate.
Okay.
And promote small business owners, which we have done real successfully. So,
what are your big accomplishments so far as mayor?
The biggest thing I think my accomplishments are the very low tax rate, but maintain.
But now you want to increase taxes.
We do not actually.
Well, I thought you said you talked about increasing the sales tax?
Yeah, sales tax. So what we're trying to do is draw more small business owner into there, so we can collect more sales tax, right, or 2%. That keeps property taxes lower.
Okay.
So that's one accomplishment. The second accomplishment we have is public safety. Fourth, save the city in North Texas. Our Texas is a big deal.
Who's number 3? I
do not know that. It's not us. Well, Chief laughs about that, but we're proud of Chief of doing that. And then I think building out downtown in a way that empowers the local residents to own a business, open a business, and that's the accomplishment that I'm most proud of. Yeah.
Certainly, every big city had a crime spike over the last few years. Nationally, those trends seem to be going down. Did that affect you in Fate?
No. In fact, our crime has decreased over the last 3 years.
Oh, it has?
So we had intentionally beefed up the patrols.
Okay.
We added more officers. We do proactive policing in Fate. I-30 is a conduit for drugs.
Okay.
We do proactive policing on I-30, and we have a lot of drug arrests and a lot of child trafficking that we prohibit. So we have not experienced that, I think, because our chief is great, the officers are great, but council funded the police officers and the departments in a way so they could have less crime. So.
How close attention are you paying to sustainable, renewable energy in your growth process?
We actually do not, and they do that. So meaning sustainable energy, meaning what? Like windmills, solar farms, things like
solar panels on homes.
We have solar panels. So what we do is this. We have something called the Power Switch program. So Texas has deregulated the power industry, right?
Yes.
So we allow residents to buy power wholesale and do it that way.
Okay.
We also partner with our company that allows to do solar panels through financing through a company, so they can do solar panels. So yes, from a solar panel perspective, we absolutely do that.
Okay.
But we don't have windmills and we don't have solar farms, things like that. So we don't have that. So.
Yeah.
This is Texas.
I know. But you look, the oil and gas economy is a thing of the past.
The oil and gas economy, I think Texas is going to have. Texas right now is dependent on $9 billion of their budget right now is dependent on oil and gas. And Abbott is really trying to protect that part of the budget
but it's not the revenue
streams.
Right?
I think long term we'll have to deal with those issues.
Yeah. Okay. Are you starting to think about those?
In Fate, we do not, because I'm very focused locally on my city, state stuff. I stay out of to a point.
There's no oil wells.
There's no oil wells in Fate.
No oil wells in Fate. Okay. All right. We're going to talk more about government after we take a little break.
Okay.
After you get done with this episode, hear more good government stories with our friends at How to Really Run a City. Former mayors Kasim Reed of Atlanta and Michael Nutter of Philadelphia, and their co-host, journalist and author Larry Platt, talk with guests and other mayors about how to really get stuff done in cities around the nation. Check them out where you're listening now or through their nonprofit news site, thephiladelphiacitizen.org/podcasts. So now we're going to get to the heart of your true philosophy on government. Are you prepared? Are you ready?
I am ready.
Okay, good.
I even wrote it down, so
Good.
I'm already.
Right. Oh, no, you're prepared.
I am so prepared.
So prepared. We will find out.
Okay.
Define good government.
To me, I think in Texas is local government decision making is critical in creating a good place to live, work, pray, and learn, right? And faith, what we try to practice is be open and honest, transparent as much as we're allowed to by law, right? Because some there's rules about law.
Okay.
We respect each other's opinions, so we don't always agree, and we really try to respect people's opinions. We really try to create a clear vision for the city going forward. Like I said before, I'll meet with anybody, anytime, anywhere. If you call me up at 7 in the morning, I'll meet you at 9 at Starbucks or downtown or a park if you want to.
All right.
And that's important to get the one-on-one, one-on-three interaction with people, because going on Facebook is probably the worst way to
communicate.
Communicating and having a conversation about some importance. We do in a person doing that. And the other one is finding common ground for everybody that lives in faith. So I work really hard at that. That's my form of good government, and I think it engages the people that live there.
So other than, you've been reelected twice without opposition, you are stepping down after the next election. I'm sorry, are you being challenged in the next election?
I am not decided if I'm going to run or not.
All right. Well,
but I would be. I'm more sure I'm going to be challenged.
You'll be challenged.
Yes.
Either way.
Yeah.
Elections are every 4 years. In the meantime, how do you judge your success, on a weekly basis?
On a weekly basis, I think one is engagement, really engaging to people, tell me who I talk to. I publish my calendar every Friday, like, what do I do this week?
Okay.
We have some good Faith Fridays that I publish every Friday.
Okay.
It just allows citizens, like, here for the city did this
What's
week.
it called again?
Fate Fridays.
Fate Fridays.
Fate and
Fate,
Friday.
Fate,
Got it.
Get it?
FF.
How many things are there that you can play on with the word fate?
A lot. You would be surprised how many times.
You've slipped it in several times.
I have, of course. So.
Yes.
I'm Mayor Fate.
All right.
And
in
then,
every way, you're a Mayor of Fate.
Exactly.
See, I got that one.
Exactly.
Thank
you.
you.
But what I'm trying to do is engage daily, weekly, to make sure people feel welcome to speak at council, which is hard sometimes, but that's how my measure is set. And then on a monthly basis, the crime rates. We watch the number of patrols on DPS to make sure we're staffing correct like that. So we have weekly data that we look at to make sure that the plan that we put in place is being executed against. And the citizens can see the results. One thing that's really important is you can tell them. It doesn't matter, right?
Right.
What matters to them is, do you see it? So when they say, I see more police officers now, I see more patrols in the neighborhood, I see officers getting out of their car and saying hi to kids, things like that. That's
so, for
what's
example,
important.
you can tell people inflation's down, but
no,
that doesn't matter if they don't.
It doesn't matter because they go to the grocery store, they pay more. Like eggs are not 99 cents anymore, they're $1.99, right?
Right.
Milk is not $1.99, it's $2.50 something.
Yeah.
So people are worried about affordability or the cost of living in Fate, and and the council does think about that a lot, actually.
So if people don't like what they see and they're reasonable, in other words, what they're disappointed with is based on fact, what should they do?
They can do lots of things. One, come
don't
to
talk on Facebook.
No talk on Facebook.
Right.
Call us.
Okay.
Come to city council and speak.
Yeah.
Email the city
managers.
Manager, so you can get an idea across. If you have a good idea, the council will jump all over it. Honestly, yeah, we have people change ordinances, change the law because of one person come up and talking to us.
Good ideas welcome in Faith.
Absolutely.
All right, test your faith. See,
even you're doing great at that. Fantastic. Way to go.
I tried. 2 terms as mayor on your 3rd term, right?
Now,
did I have it right? I'm sorry.
Yeah, so we are term limited in Faith, 2 3-year terms.
Okay. Oh, it's a 3-year term. Okay.
Yeah, but I fulfilled the previous mayor's term, so I have 2 of my own.
All right.
So I'm on term 2 right now, basically.
So several years as mayor of Faith. What would you like people to know about government from the inside?
We're not corrupt.
Okay.
We don't take bribes from developers.
All right.
From the inside, we are tough on developers.
Is that an issue? Do people think you are?
Well, I think in Texas, getting out of Texas political structure, right? So Texas state reps get unlimited campaign contribution from developers and a lot of people. There's no law. people, my opinion, people have taken that and say, oh, the mayor must be doing this, or the city council must be doing that. That doesn't happen in Texas, by the way. The local government does not do that.
Okay.
And I want them to understand that we fight for them on a daily basis, and we try to do the best thing for all of them on a daily basis. We don't show that well, and we have to get better at that.
Okay.
But in executive sessions or meeting with developers, we fight for what's best for all of us, and now what's best for them. So.
All right. What's the best part of the job?
Meeting the people and reading to the kids.
Reading to the kids.
Yep. Yeah. Asking,
you do that a lot?
I try to. So we get invited to read to fourth graders and third graders. That's great. They ask tougher questions than you do, by the way.
You're the second person today who said that.
I'm okay with that, by the way. But they're great.
What do they ask? What are the hard questions?
See, you watch the Cowboys. So that's important. One question asked me was, have you changed your mind during the meeting on a topic? Has somebody convinced you to change your vote from yes to no or no to yes? That was an interesting question. The answer to that was yes. Somebody has talked me into another vote. Okay. Based on facts, right? Right. Asked, what do you like about the job? Do you like doing the job? Okay. Just things like that. And so that's the best part.
They probably ask, I don't want to say inappropriate, but like, it's kind of silly, inappropriate questions.
No, the teachers do a good job of not letting them do it. Yeah, the teachers in the side and they'll ask certain people questions and they'll cut them off if it go the wrong way.
Gotcha. Okay, so there's a little bit of an editor.
Absolutely.
What's the hardest part of the job?
Some of the votes. Trying to find that balance between, hey, I don't want faith to grow anymore, and there's a decent amount of the resident faith who doesn't want any growth. Respecting property rights and finding that balance between the two. Second thing, we've had some really tough decisions over who can live in the city, who cannot live in the city. And sexual predators that kind of moved in, we caught them there, and we had to expel them from the city. Okay. And we asked them to move, and the council had to vote on that. And those are extraordinary emotional topics. Sure. Very hard on council. Yeah. I consulted 7 pastors that week. Wow. Because I take it very, very seriously. And I think the other part is getting the public to understand outside Facebook, social media, that, you really
are not a fan of Facebook, are you?
I am not.
Okay, good.
And I have lived on I'm on Facebook, but I pick and choose when I respond now going forward.
Smart.
Yeah. And I think that's the hard part. And the other hard part is my biggest fear is officer involved shooting happening. I fear that, and I fear a tornado, in a big tornado hitting fate, and then just the recovery process. And that's the thing I'm really worried about, honestly. So,
have you had one?
No, Fate has not had one forever, as far as we know. We've had three people killed in 12 years, something like that. Okay, all right. So, yeah.
You make news, but where do you get your news from?
I get my news from various places.
Such as?
Texas Tribune. I watch both sides of the aisles. Some of the liberal ones, Fox News, things like that. So I try to get that balanced view because we're about 60-40 in Fate. Okay. So we're not purple.
60-40.
Republicans
and Democrat? Okay.
Democrats. All right. But I get news sources from a lot of different places.
Okay. Who is your political hero? Who inspired you to run for office, or who inspired you while you're in office? John McCain.
John McCain.
Really?
Reagan.
Navy.
Well, the Navy guy, John, I really respect politicians or elected officials who walk the walk. Okay. I may not agree with you, but I can definitely respect you if you tell me the truth and how you stand. I may not agree with that person. I respect that. I think Ronald Reagan had a lot of ability to create a vision for the country and where we need to go. So I think that is great, and it's something that I aspire to do.
Not Jimmy Carter, Naval Academy? Come on.
No. And my mom.
All right. Was your mom in politics?
No, my mom loved giving back, and she was Native American. So we were deeply rooted.
Really? Huh? She was Native American.
Yeah. So she was adopted off the reservation, and And she taught us environmental stuff, to take care of the community, take care of the land, take care of your family. Yeah. And that translates into politics, right? If you do it right, it's a true service to her. And she taught me that politics and governing is about stewardship. And it's about not taking advantage of people and being a true servant to the communities. So,
well, certainly good advice. Did you think about running for office? Did you think about being an elected official as you were growing up? Were you class president?
I was acting a lot in the Republican Party. Yeah. I was not class president.
Even as a kid?
Even as a kid.
All right.
I got involved in politics in Pennsylvania when I lived in Pennsylvania for AT&T, when basically we caught the city not being truthful over an incident, and I was asked to run after I spoken publicly about what happened that night, and then that just happened, and I was elected city council in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
And then moved here and got elected city council in Fate. So.
Wow. All right. Yeah. So once again, Fate intervened.
Fate intervened.
How am I doing?
You're doing great.
Okay, good.
I have to write those down now. Fate intervened. I'm writing those down now.
Please.
Yeah, I will.
Texas. Mm-hmm. It's I was in Texas last year. I had excellent brisket every night. I'm coming to Fate. What are we having? Where are we going?
Brisket, absolutely.
Brisket.
Smoketown.
All right.
Yep, absolutely.
You got a place?
We do.
Yeah, what's it called?
Smoketown Barbecue.
Smoketown Barbecue is in Fate.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
At food truck right now, they're going to move to bigger space, but they're fantastic.
Oh, it's a food truck.
It is a food truck right now.
Where does their pit?
They're on the side, actually. They have the truck here. On the left-hand side, they have the pit.
Yeah.
And they have a smoker on this side, and it's really great food.
So you stop in regularly and pick up a brisket sandwich to
brisket. Oh, no, they have biscuit burgers. It's really good.
Really?
Really. They're fantastic, and they're fattening, by the way. So.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, it is what it is.
For good barbecue.
Absolutely.
Who cares? There you go. This is the Good Government Show. We always bring it back to good government. Tell me about a good government project you're excited about, or even one that you're planning on completing.
I think the next one for us is the website. Is we have to redo our website to communicate better and use an AI to do it. I think we have to get better at PR to communicate the vision of the city that we want.
Right.
And that's next year is going to be one of my goals, is to do that. We have to get that done that way. So.
Okay. Well, that sounds like good government, and it's good to hear that the gods have left things up to fate and things are going well.
Yes,
I tried. I don't know.
You tried that one. I don't know.
My best.
I don't know about that one.
Well, it wasn't my best.
That wasn't.
Well, we'll leave it up to fate to decide if this was good or bad. David Billings, of the mayor of Fate, Texas. It was great to meet you. Great to have you on. Thanks for joining us.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Where do you get your news from? Where do you get your state and local government news from? Because that's getting harder and harder. And it's essential to stay updated with your community. And it's becoming increasingly important to know what's going on in other cities and states, because they're likely facing challenges that you're grappling with too, or you're going to face eventually. That's why we'd like to welcome our new partner, Route 50, to the show. Route 50 is a leading online publication covering state and local governments across the country. They've written about states protecting themselves against the rise in cyber attacks, counties using AI to better support citizen services, local responses to crumbling infrastructure and extreme weather, and much, much more. There's a lot there. It's a one-stop shop for issues affecting state and local governments and their residents. That's you. That's all of us. Do yourself a favor and go to route50.com to see the topics and solutions they cover and learn what other people in government are doing. They also deliver a daily newsletter called Route 50 Today. I see it in my inbox every morning. I check it out, and you should too. Thanks again, Route 50. We're excited to have you on board and being a partner here at the Good Government Show. What is it that county government does? That's the question county commissioners get asked the most, and the simple answer is everything. On the Good Government Show, we're so lucky to have talked with so many county commissioners and other county officials that have shown us how effective county government is. County government dates back to, get this, 1634, making it one of the oldest forms of government in the United States. Think about it. Roads, highways, hospitals, schools, recycling, law enforcement, water, sewers, and most of the county, those services are maintained by the county. That's county government. The National Association of Counties represents all 3,069 counties across the USA. NACo helps county government work better together through things like sharing best practices. When county government works well, that's just good government. Well, the first thing that caught my attention was Fate has some excellent smoked brisket at Smoketown Barbecue. Look it up if you're headed near Fate. And by the way, it's spelled S-M-O-A-K, Smoketown. Anyway, growth and managing growth, a challenge for any city. And okay, one last pun. It's something you can't leave up to fate. All right, I'm done with the fate jokes. But it is a serious issue and the mayor is paying close attention. That's my conversation with Fate, Texas Mayor David Billings. Thanks for listening. If you like what you heard and want to hear more about what's going on in Fate, listen to a new podcast, As Fate Would Have It. David talks about improving communication, and this is an excellent way for the mayor to get his message out. Listen where you're listening now. That's As Fate Would Have It. Well, that's our show. Thanks for listening. Please like us and share us with your friends and review us right here where you're listening. And check out our website, goodgovernmentshow.com, for extras. Help us keep telling stories of good government in action everywhere. Join us again for another episode right here where you're listening. I'm Dave Martin, and this is The Good Government Show. The Good Government Show is a Valley Park production. Jim Ludlow, Dave Martin, that's me, and David Snyder are the executive producers. Our show is edited and produced by Jason Stershic. Please subscribe, then share us, and like us and review us. That's the best way to make sure we're able to keep telling these stories of our government working for all of us. Then listen to the next episode of The Good Government Show.